In today's English lesson, you are going to learn at least 11 different ways to talk about Christmas in English. Where I live in the United States, Christmas is just around the corner. It's another way to say Christmas is close. It's about a week away. And I thought to get you ready for a conversation about Christmas, let's talk about these words that are sometimes slang. You will learn terms like Grinch, Scrooge, Santa's Little Helper, holiday hustle, and so many more. And for each of the terms, I will have a picture, I will have the official definition, and I will use it in a sentence to help you understand the term even better. I did a little research, and by research, I mean I asked ChatGPT what percentage of Americans celebrate Christmas? And I was surprised at how many do. According to ChatGPT, it's 90 to 95% of Americans. Let's read this to help you with your English reading. About 90 to 95% of Americans celebrate Christmas in some way. This includes many people who are not Christians or don't follow a religion, as they enjoy the cultural traditions of the holiday. Who doesn't like getting gifts? I mean, who doesn't like giving gifts to their loved ones? Let's talk about this first term, Grinch. If you know someone who is a Grinch, that means someone who doesn't like Christmas or tries to ruin the fun. Maybe you have read the book by Dr. Seuss, or maybe you have seen the movie that stars Jim Carrey. But in real life, Grinches are people who don't like Christmas. Let's take a look at a sentence that uses Grinch. Don't be a Grinch. Come to the holiday party. Before we go any further, may I ask you to hit that like button? It helps other people find the English lesson. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss another English lesson. Before we talk about the next one, Scrooge, I'm wondering, do you know what Scrooge is? Or can you guess what a Scrooge is just by looking at the picture? Well, it is clearly Christmas time because you have a Christmas tree and stockings are hanging on the mantle. A mantle is where a person might have a fire. There is a Christmas gift on the table, but it looks like that Scrooge is counting his money. Maybe that is a clue. A Scrooge is someone who doesn't like to spend money or doesn't enjoy Christmas. Just like a Grinch, a Scrooge doesn't like Christmas, but they also don't like spending their money. This originally comes from a book by Charles Dickens called A Christmas Carol. There have also been a few movies based on that book. Let's take a look at a sentence that uses Scrooge. He didn't want to buy decorations. What a Scrooge. For this next slang term, you are going to have to know who this guy is, Santa Claus. This is the guy that brings people gifts on Christmas Eve. Oftentimes, he will slide down your chimney with a bag full of gifts and put them under the Christmas tree. Now, why people who celebrate Christmas put a Christmas tree in their house, I don't know. My parents did it, so I do it. Why do we hang up stockings by the chimney? Again, I don't know. My parents did it, so I do it now. If you are in England, you might hear Santa Claus called Father Christmas. And we have the term you might hear in English, Santa's Little Helper. Would you like to take a guess at what Santa's Little Helper might be? You have a father and a daughter wrapping a Christmas gift. AI made this for me. I am not sure what is going on with their arms in the middle. It almost looks like they are wearing the same sweater, but don't look too closely at that. Santa's Little Helper is a person who helps a lot during Christmas, like wrapping presents or decorating. We usually use Santa's Little Helper for little kids. I don't think you would call an adult Santa's Little Helper. Let's take a look at a sentence. She's been Santa's little helper all week, wrapping gifts. Holiday hustle is the next one. It looks like this woman is a little stressed out. It looks like she is in a very busy shopping mall. She has a lot of gifts under one arm, and in her other hand, it looks like she has a list maybe of people's names who she has to buy presents for. But the holiday hustle can be quite stressful. The official definition: all the busy things people do before Christmas, like shopping and planning. I would love to take this time to give a shout out to my wife because she does most of the Christmas stuff around my house. It's not too stressful for me. I don't have that many gifts to buy. Here is a sentence using the holiday hustle. The holiday hustle is making me tired this year. You might also hear these two words together, hustle and bustle. It's another way to describe a situation that's busy. The hustle and bustle of Christmas always stresses me out. The hustle and bustle of Christmas always makes me tired. Snowbirds is the next one. Take a look at the picture. We have some old people, and it looks like they are in a place that is warm. I'm confused. What does that word have to do with snow? I don't see any snow in that picture. Snowbirds. Usually snowbirds are old, retired, and live most of the year in a place that is cold. Let's look at the official definition. A snowbird is a person who leaves a cold place in the winter to stay somewhere warm. I live in the state of Maine. A lot of people who retire will buy a small house in the state of Florida, maybe buy a small house here in Maine. They will spend the summers in Maine and they will spend the winters down in Florida. The snowbirds are going to Florida for Christmas, just like real birds. When it gets cold in a place, they usually fly south for the winter. I have mentioned the term stocking before, but let's talk about what it is. Let me count them. It looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stockings hung on the mantle or hung on the chimney. When I was a kid, opening my stocking was one of my favorite things to do on Christmas morning. And stocking stuffers go inside those stockings. Let's talk about what they are. Small, cheap gift that goes inside a Christmas stocking. I got candy and socks as stocking stuffers. You know, little things that you can stuff inside a stocking. What about this one? Secret Santa. Did you know? I'm a teacher. At my school, every year, some of my coworkers or some of my colleagues, the people I work with, they play Secret Santa. I don't. I'm not a Scrooge, but I don't like to spend extra money. Well, maybe I'm a little bit of a Scrooge. I don't mind spending money for gifts for my friends and family, just not my coworkers. I don't think any of them watch my English lesson, so I can say that, but let's talk about what Secret Santa is. It's a little difficult. It's a game where people pick a name and buy a gift for that person, but that person doesn't know who is buying them the gift. A lot of times people will get a hat and put little pieces of paper inside the hat with everybody's name. You pick a name and then you buy that person a gift, or maybe one gift a week before Christmas. And there usually is a price limit. At my school, I think there was a $20 price limit, which means you can't get any gifts that are worth more than $20. That way people won't spend a lot of money on their Secret Santa. Everybody spends about the same price. We're playing Secret Santa at work this year. My family played Secret Santa last year. We all drew names. Don't tell anybody, but I drew my daughter's name. I don't know who has my name. There are about 12 people in my extended family, so who knows? Maybe my brother got my name. Maybe my sister-in-law. I don't know. I will find out on Christmas morning. A jingle junkie. This is a very new term. I started hearing this term just last year. Take a look at the picture though. Her sweater, which looks like a Christmas sweater, says Jingle Junkie on it. And there are Christmas decorations everywhere. She's even wearing a Santa hat. So a jingle junkie is someone who loves Christmas decorations or music or both. She's such a jingle junkie. Her tree has been up since November. Okay, keep that in mind. She put her tree up in November. That's okay. There are certain rules when decorations can go up here in the United States. We're going to talk about the Christmas creep a little later. Just keep that in mind, okay? The children in the picture are playing reindeer games. What does that mean? In the picture, right in the middle, is an animal we call Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Santa Claus has, I think, 8 reindeer that fly his sleigh, and Rudolph is the one in front because his red nose glows. We talked about Santa's Little Helper before, and that is just for little kids. Well, guess what? Reindeer games, mostly for little kids too. Fun holiday activities for kids or families. We're going to play reindeer games at the party. And I do believe they are playing a game called Pin the Nose on Rudolph. Pin the Nose on Rudolph is a popular game for kids to play at a party. Every child in the picture is wearing a blindfold. They are blindfolded so they can't see. The idea is that everybody gets a red nose and they try to stick it on that board as close to Rudolph's actual nose as possible. Have you ever heard of this game? In English, we call it Pin the Tail on the Donkey. Again, the kids in the picture are blindfolded. There is a picture of a donkey. He actually has 2 tails, but the idea is that kids will try to pin the tail on the picture of the donkey as close to the donkey's tail as possible. The next one is Christmas creep. Would you like to try to guess what Christmas creep means? I see 2 houses that are mostly decorated for Halloween, but I do see a couple Christmas trees. What could that mean? The Christmas creep is a real problem in the United States. We have something called holiday season. It usually starts at the end of October with Halloween. Some people might say it starts at the end of November with Thanksgiving, but we have a lot of holidays at the end of the year here in the United States. But those jingle junkies love to decorate for Christmas earlier and earlier each year. Let's talk about what the Christmas creep is. When stores start selling Christmas stuff earlier and earlier, like in October. It could also happen in a person's home. Instead of decorating for Halloween in October, they'll start decorating for Christmas just because they love it so much. Christmas creep is crazy. I saw decorations in the store before Halloween. But hang on, we do have another definition for creep. It's sometimes hard to explain in English, but take a look at the sentence below. But a creep can also be a guy that makes people feel uncomfortable, acts strangely. An AI made this picture for me. The guy in the middle does look pretty creepy. It seems like the other people at the party don't seem to mind, but I'm pretty sure if a little kid at the party saw this guy, they might be a little scared. I would call that guy a little creepy. Women, girls, they're not usually creepy. It's just the guys. And it's almost always guys that are porch pirates. Let's talk about what a porch pirate is. A porch pirate is someone who steals packages that are left at people's doors or on their porches. So in the picture, there are some packages on that person's front porch. That guy in the mask looks like he is stealing those packages. During the holiday season, porch pirates will take gifts that delivery drivers leave on front porches, so many people use cameras to catch them. And this has nothing to do with Christmas, but just in case you didn't know what a pirate was in English, now you know. There is a picture of a pirate. That is going to do it. That's the end of this English lesson, but maybe you're still looking for more English. Right down there is an English lesson I did in the snow with my brother. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.